Welcome back to County Connection. For this next segment, we're going to be talking about a major milestone in the Swan River Restoration Project. And here to tell us all about it is Jason Lederer from Summit County Open Space and Trails. Welcome, Jason.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so the Swan River Restoration Project just wrapped up a successful season. Give us an overview of this project and its goals.
Sure. So the Swan River Restoration Project, it's a broad project that involves a number of stakeholders, and really the goal here is to restore a section of degraded stream outside of Breckenridge up Tiger Road. It's about a 4-mile long project with the ultimate goals of restoring a natural stream and valley corridor to an area that was degraded by dredge mining. And really it's been in sort of a degraded state for about 120 years when mining concluded up there, and it's been laying fallow ever since.
All right, so tell us, what exactly was dredge mining?
So dredge mining was a type of mining that was prevalent really throughout this area. It was a hydraulic mining process where really these barges or boats would move up and down a river, kind of carving their way through and sucking up sediment from as deep as 70 feet below the surface and sorting out whatever material they were looking for, in this case usually gold and silver and heavy precious metals, and then kind of casting aside whatever they didn't want. And you don't have to go very far around here to see the remains of this. French Gulch is a good example outside of Breckenridge with large dredge piles. And you know, the other problem was when they did this, a lot of the fine grained material that was in that natural substrate would wash downstream. So when they were done, they kind of left behind a bathtub full of marbles, just a bunch of cobbles, and the stream sort of flows subsurface through that. And occasionally it'll present itself at the surface, but for the most part it was buried. And our job now, our goal right now, is to extract it and bring it back to the surface and restore the natural environment.
Great. And so when people take a look at these big dredge piles that are in various locations, they're giant piles of rock, and although the stream may sort of be there, it can't support any kind of wildlife or habitat or plant life. Right.
There's really no habitat value left. You know, there's some small degree of habitat, but really it's devoid of any type of natural ecological resource. So we really do have to remove these piles and sort of move them aside or get rid of them in order to sort of begin our work to re-expose that stream.
Great. So you mentioned at the start that there's a large coalition of partners who've been involved in this project. Who are some of the partners and what were their roles?
Sure. Yeah, we've worked really closely with the Forest Service, Town of Breckenridge, a number of other nonprofit stakeholders like the Blue River Watershed Group and Friends of Dillon Ranger District. And then we have a number of funding partners that have been really instrumental in having this project come to fruition. Colorado Water Conservation Board, Fish and Wildlife Service, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, as well as our agency partners at you know, Breckenridge and Forest Service, all have contributed funding to help advance this project.
Great. And so this, in terms of advancement, the coalition just wrapped up work for the 2017 season a couple weeks ago. What were the accomplishments during this year?
Yeah, so as part of the planning process, we sort of broke this big reach of valley into different segments. And so we just wrapped up work on the first segment. We called it Reach A. It's about a half-mile long valley length and about a mile of stream within that valley. In 2016, we initiated and completed the major construction on the project to really excavate the channel out, recreate the floodplain, recreate the uplands, and really restore that channel to what would be a kind of a natural alignment throughout the valley. And then this year, we went back in and wrapped up the final planting. So we installed several thousand willows and about 150 trees and some other upland shrubs. And so that was really done starting in June with Rocky Mountain Youth Corps. We just installed some really small shrubs by hand, and then the larger stuff went in August. And we irrigated throughout the rest of the dry, warmer period, and now it's sort of sitting there, hopefully doing its own thing. And we're excited to go back out next year and see how it's doing and see how it's evolving as it kind of adapts to its new home.
Right. And you've already seen some really promising signs of this really becoming a healthy, stable habitat.
Yeah, working with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, we did a fish survey in October out there, and we were really excited to see what was living in the stream that we built. Last year we had done a fish survey downstream from the project area, and this year we did one again downstream, and then within the stream corridor itself. We found a really healthy fishery, really good indicators of good stream health, mottled sculpin. We even found a cutthroat trout, which we were really excited to find because those are sort of outcompeted by the brook trout and the other kind of popular game species out there. But we're seeing this fishery really come back and really adapt to this new habitat that that us and as well as our agency partners have worked so hard to create. So we're really optimistic. And then we've seen our grasses begin to grow. That happens kind of slowly with these native grasses. So, as opposed to maybe a highway project where the goal is to sort of stabilize soils really quickly, we have a goal of stabilizing our soils out there, but we want to create a native, ecologically appropriate habitat. And sometimes those grasses and plants just take a little while longer to grow. So we're seeing that happen, and some just started to germinate this fall. So next spring they'll begin hopefully taking off.
Great. Well, I think that to a degree it really looks like it has started to take off. I mean, to look at the before photos and the after photos is just really striking in terms of the transformation that has taken place in the valley.
There's a definite wow factor when you go up there. I think we're always critical of our own work, but we're really excited about what we're seeing. And the best question we get from people that go up there that haven't been there before is, what did you do? And so, if you get that kind of question, you've done a job right.
Right.
The best situation is that no one will ever know we've been there. And over time, that'll become, easier and easier to present. So and then we're working further upstream as well. We're beginning to move gravel from the next mile of reach up there, and we were able to take off quite a bit of material this year, and we'll continue to do that next year. And we aren't slowing down. We have a lot of momentum with the project, and so we want to keep this work going and learn from this project and apply it upstream.
Excellent. So people can look forward to seeing some future activity in that area in 2018?
Definitely, yep. Yeah, we're going to keep working up there. It'll be a little different because mostly what we're doing is just taking gravel off the site. We're not going to see any new stream channel being built just yet, but we're excited to continue moving. Hopefully within 5 years or less, we'll see some similar results on the next reach upstream.
Great. And I think one of the nice kind of offshoots of this project is that a lot of that material of those, the marbles in that bathtub of marbles that you talked about has been used locally on projects here in Summit County. Yeah,
I mean, the material coming off the site has been used locally for a decade. A lot of the structural fill that we see, throughout the county comes from sites like this. So even though it's a waste product of the mining process, it's a commodity to other people. It's a resource to other people. So we were able to use, see a lot of it being used on the Highway 9 project at Iron Springs, and we see it going all over the county now. So one man's trash is another man's treasure, and it's good to see this project being reused. It's a good story for the project, and it's something that we need to do anyway. So if somebody else can realize it as a resource, we're really excited to see that happening. It's just a good, beneficial reuse of materials, and so that's another exciting part of what's happening up there.
Definitely. All right. Well, Jason, if people are interested in learning more about this project, what you've accomplished already and the habitat values and the process and partners, where can they go to find that information?
Sure. Yeah, we have a blog on our website that we update sort of as needed with milestones. And really, all you have to do is go to the Swan County website or Google Swan River Restoration, and that blog will come up. But I think we have the link on the below me right now probably, and if they follow that link, they'll get a lot of information. We also have a project blog. It's just Swan River Restoration project.org, and we'll put that link up there as well. So, or they can always contact us at Open Space and Trails. I'm happy to talk about the project.
All right, fantastic. Well, congratulations on wrapping up this phase of the project, and it's really some wonderful work that's happening up there.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thanks.
All right. Stick with us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about snow removal in Summit County as we get into winter.